we've ended up in a bit of a mess, I think, over here in particular.
Yeah, what I'd like him to do is to have some continuity with the next couple of games, because I think where he's ended up is that I don't think either Bradley or Frimpong have got a ton of confidence. I don't think that the performances have been good either, to be clear. I can see why you can end up being short of confidence when, for instance, if you're Frimpong playing against Southampton, you spend 20 minutes and you can't pass to anyone. You know, that's part of it. But I also think that the inconsistency around where Konate's been has not helped either. So you end up in this situation where, for me, they've ended up effectively the manager wants to get Szoboszlai on the pitch, but I don't even think it's just that at this stage. I think he's also going, he feels like the safest pair of hands.
Yeah.
He feels like the safest pair of hands at this point. He can invert a little bit, he can link up well with Salah, he can progress the ball in a slightly better way. I think that what I would like is for... I'm happy to maybe consider doing Brentford as a bit of a one-off thing because of the set pieces and all that sort of stuff. But I don't really want to do that, I'll be honest with you, John. I wouldn't be averse to seeing effectively the manager use the international break as a chance to then come back off the games that follow and say, I want it to be a little bit different.
Yeah.
And I think continuity currently made sense. I don't want to act as though I thought he did anything wrong or anything daft or anything like that. I'm moving that up and down there. I would like to see, all things being equal, Gomez starts against United at right-sided centre-back.
Right.
And then I think you're picking between, for me, Szoboszlai and Frimpong. And I think a lot of that depends on what it is that you want to do in attack, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So I've just done a review, and Sean made a really good argument for the idea of Frimpong at right-back and Szoboszlai as a right-sided 8 and Wirtz as a left-sided 8 for the games that are to come. I'm fine with that. I made an argument for Szoboszlai at right-back, that you can just go, you know what we're going to do in the next 4 league games? It'll be different in Europe, but for the next 4 league games, we are just going to pick Dom Szoboszlai at right back. And when Szoboszlai comes back off international duty, it's Dom, sorry about this. It won't be the same for the rest of the season. But for this period, we just want to get you. We want to just get the continuity of you, and you're going to play next to Joe Gomez. And what we're going to do with that is that Joe is, Konate at the minute is feeling so short of confidence in terms of his forward passing. And we want to say to Gomez, right, you're going to help us progress the ball, you're going to progress it to Dom into midfield, progress it all the way around the corner to Salah, and we know he loves that ball, Gomez, that one that he whips around with his right foot with that curl on. So you're going to be able to play that one for us as well. And we're not going to have this situation. I think whatever it is, as I say, I all but want it, certainly for the first 3 league games, City at the end, if we've done well, can become almost like a little bit of a cup final. But for the first 3 league games, I just almost want to go, right, the back four's the back four. Does that make sense? Yeah. So if the back four's Frimpong and Gomez, then it's Frimpong and Gomez, and then Van Dijk and probably Kerkez. If we want to go, it's Szoboszlai and Konate, and Van Dijk and Kerkez. And then what I don't want to be doing ultimately is, I think then, and then you look at Bradley and you maybe look at a couple of the midweek games to get him a couple of games to rebuild his confidence a little bit. I just think that continuity would help. I think everyone just going, right, well, that's the back four, would help. And I'm not saying, right, the European games off, I think they're going to be challenges, but you just get to do that then for 4 league games and say, for this period, that's it, that's the back four. And then we'll work it out again when we get to November, because I just think that there being genuine continuity. But then what you can't start doing is subbing people on 45 or 55. You've got to at least be saying the aim is that you're all getting an hour. And if that means that you almost need to have someone ride a yellow card for a period, well, maybe we do that as well now. And we just trust them. Because I think that the continuity thing is, for me, really, really important.
Yeah, I think that's fair, and that's why I'm almost sort of keen now to use this international break to move Szoboszlai away and just say, right, we've done that for a period. It went slightly longer for a variety of reasons, not least because you did really well there, but also the fact that the other guys were coming in. But I think, you know, we've gone in with these two as the right back options, and I think that's what we need to sort of do moving forward. And listen, if we have to then revisit this in the next international break, I'm fine with that, really. But I think, you know, in terms of these were the guys that we were confident of going in there. You know, all the talk was Trent going on, but we've got Conor Bradley. We're really happy with him, and we're going to get someone else who complements him. So I don't mind too much that he's a different type of fullback, or someone who can play higher up, because that was always the point, because you had the steady Eddie, if you like, of Conor to go there. So that's what I would like to see happen.
So who would you pick against United?
I'd pick Bradley against United. I would go Bradley, and I'd always be using Frimpong in this next run of options as my wild card option. So he's someone who's good off the bench.